Hi, welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. We are going to continue our flight into the deep of this language. And we are entering into some amazing terrain in today's flight. You will know. Okay, 鼠目寸光, what we talked about, like how short-sighted exactly. It's like a mouse is short-sighted, only a few inches beyond the tip of the nose. So that's how short it is. And we are going to have 光 in today's expression. So, okay, we're talking about the 光 came from this fire on top of a person. That means the only light source back then, which is the sun. And okay, so yes, we have light. And then, okay, 光宗耀祖 is today's main thing. If you hear more, you will know why today is a special topic, because by preparing for today's slides, I learned something about what I didn't know about my own culture. Okay, 光宗耀祖, 宗 and 祖 are the same noun. I mean, kind of similar with a different connotation, but 光 and 耀 are two types of action. And actually this 光 is a light source, like light. And the 耀 is something composed of the light. You can see here, right? It's a skinnier version of 光. So this is the meaning maker on the left side. And the right side, even if it's supposedly a sound maker, but to my eyes, it's also a meaning maker. Like out of all that sound, why pick this one to mean this thing? It means to shine. So the light is the noun. If it is the noun, what the light do is to shine. Well, there are two ways to shine, right? One is the light, it's its own light source. It's like the sun. It's radiating heat and light. And the other one is reflective light. I mean, basic physics. Nobody needs to hear it here, but here, the yao is the one that's kind of radiating, kind of like the sun, like it is the own light source. So it's something that light up. Imagine a light bulb. Okay, so that's the kind of a yao we're talking about. But the right side, what exactly that is? Oh, it looks more complicated than I thought. Okay, so this structure, you look, it's the same, right? So it's an arch, elongated arch, and then there are three strokes in there. So three, sometimes in Chinese, it's like a pattern. We don't need to repeat like four more, right? Just by three, it's enough to capture it's a repeated pattern. So the whole structure here are actually a visual representation of the wings, of like feathered wings of birds. And the bottom portion is the full view of the birds. You can see why this is the head of the bird, and these are the feather. So similar to here, instead here is the particular structure, the shape of the wings. You can see two pairs of wings, and here is a full body of bird that got abstracted, and you can see the feather kind of here, and this is bird's spine, I guess, and this is the little feet at the bottom, the belly of the bird, and have the feet a little bit over there at the very end. So this is a whole bird. These are the two wings of the birds. So if you see the whole, that means, okay, this is where it came from, the animal, right? The bird. And this is the main body parts that we want to emphasize on. So why shine of this combination of fire, the concept of fire, and also the concept of feathers means shine. So imagine a hummingbird with the iridescent feathers, right? The wings. I mean, some birds have iridescent feathers, some are not, but just imagine hummingbirds, iridescent feathers. And it is the reflection of the light, but visually it looks like almost it is its own light source that kind of light up. The feather really reflects light so well that it looks like it's emitting light to us, right? So that's the kind of radiating of the fire, radiating. And you have also the sense of it's iridescent, so it could be colorfully radiating the light. So it's kind of a beaming, okay? So this yao is this beaming sense. And of course, the most beaming thing is the sun. So yao, a lot of times we pair it with zhao yao, so which is also an action of the sun beaming down the world. And yao is also like give you that sense of warmth, the color, the colorfulness as a result of the lighting. So, okay, guang and yao together, simply different ways of saying, okay, it's light up, it's lighting. And zong and zu are two types of ancestors. Zong are just in general of your lineage, like everybody before you, like before your generation. That's zong. Zu is particularly like your grandparents' generation. And because in China, it's paternal society, it's like make it so obvious, paternal, that only grandpa in particular. So zu means the grandpa generation. Zong means everybody before you. And even probably further, like you can trace back even further. Sometimes some, famous people in China, they claim they are the 80th or 90th, I don't know, generation of somebody. So that means they can trace every generation back to that many generations. That's like hundreds of years ago, if not 1,000. Okay, let's see if we have 4 generations in a century, right? And if it's 80, that means 20 centuries. Wait, right? So that means 20. So that means 2,000 years ago, right? Roughly. So somebody claimed they can trace back their lineage to 2,000 years ago. Wow. Okay, so the lineage is super important for Chinese culture, I guess, in a lot of cultures as well. And if we unpack this zong and zu concept, you can see this commonality here. This shi symbol, because it's positioned at a different location of this character, so it's kind of horizontally or vertically stacked, different proportions, but it's the same thing. This is the stand that ancient, God readers, communicators, they have this special place to interpret the meaning, the message sent by the divine. So this is a divine decoder, basically. And we have this big arch, like cover the 3 sides of the space with the tip at the top. So that simply is our way to say this is a space, indoor space. So indoor space where you talk to the divine. Okay, that's our ancestor capturing. And then the right, zu is also have this, but instead of emphasizing it's indoor, it also have this shape like this. Some people say it's a sound maker, but I see it as a visual representation of why this is zu. Because we can see it as, okay, this is your generation, you're the baseline, and you have 2 letters up. That's your grandparents' generation, right? That's one way to understand. The other way is to just simply the shape of it. You will see. Okay, so the shape of it. Okay, according to, this is from a picture from Taiwan, because they capture or they preserved the ancient cultures, traditions better than the mainland communism reigned country, which clear out any beliefs or religion besides communism ideology, right? Everything washed out over there. So I grew up over there. I didn't really know what that means. I lost my family book to count back my lineage. So I'm in a way, my generation and the generations before me, my parents, my grandparents who lived under the rule of the Communist Party, they were uprooted, like our ancestral lineage was cut off. Like were clueless what happened before us. Like people who can trace back to 2,000 years ago. That's amazing. I want to know who produced me eventually 2,000 years ago, but we were cut off. okay? In Taiwan, that traditional of going like backward looking, this is backward looking of who came before you, and you pray, use incense and do this pray thing in front of them, kind of having your annual report almost to your ancestor. Like your life is not just your life, you're responsible. You are responsible to carry the name of your family, the bloodline of your family, and also the reputation of the family. And in this phrase, 光宗耀祖, Song and Zu are your ancestries, right? 光 and Yao are you light up. You want to almost like bring your ancestors into a spotlight. You make great achievements, so society recognize you, recognize your family name. And that's the way to honor your family. So when you're doing this reporting, you kind of, have say things to tell to your ancestors. So that's the way 光宗耀祖 is honor your family. All right, cash into the currency of thinking by one word a day with Sophie. See you another day.